I started my career as an oncology nurse, deeply committed to fighting cancer. Every day, I walked the hospital corridors with a sense of purpose, determined to make a difference in the lives of my patients. I believed in science and medicine, in the tangible and the measurable. The beeping of machines, the sterile smell of antiseptic, the precise dosages of medication. These were my tools, my weapons in the battle against disease. Death to me was the enemy, a failure to be avoided at all costs. I saw it as a dark, looming shadow that threatened to undo all our hard work. Then I met Madeline. She was a young mother, battling terminal cancer with a grace and peace that defied her prognosis. Her strength was not in her physical body, but in her spirit, which shone brightly even in the face of her illness. I watched as she comforted her family, her spirit vibrant even as her body failed. She was a beacon of hope and love, her presence a source of comfort to those around her. She taught me more about life and death in those final months than all my years of medical training ever could. Her wisdom was profound, her insights deep, and her acceptance of her fate was something I had never encountered before. Madeline would often speak of going home, not with sadness, but with anticipation. She spoke of it as a journey, a return to a place of love and peace. She spoke of a love so vast, so encompassing that it transcended the boundaries of this world. Her words were filled with a sense of serenity and acceptance that was both humbling and inspiring. It was in her eyes, in the gentle touch of her hand, in the unwavering peace that radiated from her being. Her presence was a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Madeline made me question everything I thought I knew about death. She challenged my beliefs and opened my eyes to a new perspective. It was no longer an ending, but a transition, a homecoming. Her passing was profound. It was a moment of clarity, a realization that death was not something to be feared, but embraced. A palpable shift occurred in the room, a sense of peace that defied explanation. It was as if the very air had changed, filled with a quiet, serene energy. It was then I understood that death wasn't a defeat, but a graduation, a moving on to something more. It was a continuation of the journey, not the end. This realization ignited within me a desire to explore the end-of-life experience more deeply. I began to see my role not just as a healer of the body, but as a guide for the soul, helping my patients find peace in their final moments. Working in hospice was a humbling experience. It was a place where the fragility of life was laid bare, and the strength of the human spirit shone through in the most unexpected ways. I was no longer battling death, but learning from it, accompanying individuals on their final journeys. Each day brought new lessons, new insights into the human condition, and a deeper understanding of what it means to live and die with dignity. I listened to their stories, their fears, their hopes. These conversations were not just about recounting past events, but about sharing the essence of their lives, the moments that defined them, and the dreams they still held close to their hearts. It was in these intimate moments, stripped bare of pretense, that I began to see the patterns, the common threads that connected their experiences. The raw honesty and vulnerability they shared were both heart-wrenching and enlightening. These weren't religious pronouncements or philosophical musings, but heartfelt realizations born from the depths of their being. They spoke from a place of profound truth, a place where the superficialities of life had been stripped away. They spoke of a profound shift in perception, a letting go of fear and an embrace of something larger than themselves. This shift was not about resignation, but about finding peace and acceptance in the face of the inevitable. These insights, whispered from deathbeds, profoundly impacted my understanding of life and death. They challenged my preconceived notions and opened my eyes to the deeper truths that lie beneath the surface of our everyday existence. They revealed a truth that transcended cultural and religious boundaries, a universal truth that resonated deep within my soul. It was a truth that spoke to the core of our shared humanity, a truth that united us all in our final moments. Over time, I began to identify 4 recurring themes in their stories. These themes were not just fleeting thoughts, but profound insights that emerged time and time again, regardless of the individual's background or beliefs. These weren't just isolated incidents, but consistent patterns, repeated again and again. They painted a picture of the human experience at the end of life, a picture that was both beautiful and poignant. These themes, these whispers from the edge of existence, painted a picture of death not as an ending, but as a transition, a homecoming. They spoke of a journey that was not to be feared, but embraced with open arms. They spoke of a love so vast, so encompassing, that it transcended the boundaries of this world. This love was a source of comfort and strength, a beacon of light in the darkest of times. These themes became my guideposts, illuminating the path for my own journey as a death doula. They provided me with a framework for understanding the end-of-life experience and for supporting those who were navigating this difficult terrain. They provided solace and comfort to countless families, helping them navigate the emotional terrain of loss and grief. These insights were not just for the dying, but for the living as well, offering a roadmap for finding peace and meaning in the face of loss. It is these whispers, these profound insights from those who have walked through the valley of the shadow of death that I share with you now. They are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and a reminder that even in our final moments there is beauty, grace, and profound wisdom to be found. The most common sentiment shared by those nearing the end of their lives was a profound sense of peace and acceptance, often accompanied by a declaration, "There is no death. I'm going home." This wasn't denial or wishful thinking, but a deep knowing, an inner certainty that transcended their physical circumstances. They spoke of a reunion with loved ones, a sense of returning to a place of unconditional love and acceptance. One patient, a retired teacher named Eleanor, described it as stepping out of a small, cramped room into a vast, sunlit meadow. She spoke of feeling her deceased husband's presence, a comforting warmth surrounding her. Another patient, a young man named Daniel, who had been an atheist his entire life, surprised everyone when he started talking about seeing angels and feeling the presence of God. He described it as coming home after a long journey. These experiences, repeated time and again, challenged my preconceived notions of death. They spoke of a consciousness that persists beyond the physical body, a homecoming to a realm beyond our comprehension. It was a humbling realization, one that filled me with a sense of awe and wonder. Section 4. Everything happens for a reason. Many individuals nearing the end of their lives expressed a profound understanding that everything happens for a reason. They shared stories and insights that revealed a deep sense of peace and acceptance, a wisdom that comes from a lifetime of experiences. They weren't talking about fate or predestination, but a deep acceptance of life's journey, with all its joys and sorrows. This acceptance wasn't about resigning to a predetermined destiny, but rather embracing the unpredictability of life with grace and understanding. They recognized the inherent meaning and purpose in their experiences, even the painful ones. Pain and suffering, they realized, were not just obstacles, but integral parts of their personal growth and transformation. One patient, a successful businessman named Richard, who had always been driven and ambitious, told me he finally understood that success isn't about what you achieve, but who you become along the way. Richard had spent his life chasing accolades and financial success, but in his final days, he found solace in the relationships he had built and the love he had shared. He spoke of the importance of relationships, of kindness and compassion, values he had often overlooked in his pursuit of material wealth. Richard's story is a powerful reminder that the true measure of success lies in the connections we make and the positive impact we have on others. Another patient, a single mother named Maria, who had faced countless hardships in her life, shared that she had come to view her struggles as opportunities for growth and resilience. Maria's journey was filled with challenges, but she found strength in her ability to overcome them and in the love she had for her children. These individuals, facing their mortality, gained a clarity and perspective that eludes many of us in the busyness of our lives. They had the time to reflect on their experiences and to find meaning in the moments that had shaped them. They understood that life is a tapestry, woven with threads of joy and sorrow, triumph and adversity. Each thread, whether bright or dark, contributes to the richness and complexity of the overall design. And it is in the embracing of the whole, the light and the shadow, that we discover our true purpose and meaning. By accepting and integrating all aspects of our experiences, we can find a deeper sense of fulfillment and peace. Section 5. There is no judgment. Another common theme that emerged was the absence of judgment in the face of death. Individuals often spoke of a profound sense of forgiveness, both for themselves and for others. They recognized the inherent worthiness and lovableness of all beings, regardless of their actions or choices. One patient, a woman named Sarah, who had been estranged from her daughter for many years, spoke of finally letting go of her anger and resentment. She realized that holding on to bitterness only hurts ourselves. She was able to reconcile with her daughter before she passed, finding peace and forgiveness in their final moments together. Another patient, a man named David, who had lived a life filled with regret and remorse, shared that he had experienced a profound sense of grace and compassion. He realized that we are all imperfect beings, doing the best we can with what we have. These stories highlighted the transformative power of forgiveness. They demonstrated that in the face of death, judgment and condemnation fall away, replaced by a deep understanding of our shared humanity. They reminded me that love, compassion, and forgiveness are not just lofty ideals, but essential elements of a meaningful life.